Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. This is Nahman with the DC Camp Branch of Great Millstone, back for another video. First and foremost, call Halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakahawadash. And of course, once again, double honors go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. All right. Salutations also go out to fellow Akim that are out there on the highways and byways. All right. Pushing this truth across four corners of the world. Well, we put out a whole lot of videos also to help further get this word out, and it has worked. All right, this is Naaman with the DC Camp Branch of Great Millstone, back for another video. And in this one, this is Dennis Sperling. He's an attorney down in Houston, Texas. All right, and he's got a nice platform here, and he be going in. Lately, it's been about these illegal immigrants. He be going hard on them, but and not only them, these others too, especially the Africans and the those from the Caribbean. They be giving Jake here in the States a lot of unwanted attention. Let's just leave it at that. But in this one, he's getting on the women here, and he's got this woman on the call that called in, and he's explaining to her why a lot of you women, all right, are getting locked up. All right, let's just go ahead and get into it.
Hey man, I do what I do. Other men?
Just acting extremely loud, very belligerent, very aggressive, very angry all the time, yelling, screaming.
Baby, men don't act loud and aggressive with other men, not for long, not before they get knocked out.
Somewhat, but again, I mean, I can only talk about my interaction as a woman.
I'm asking you, why are these, my simple question for you when you got on here was, do you see that society is beginning to treat black women like they treat black men? And then you start talking about light skin.
Yes. No. Yeah. I do see that. that.
And so you agree that they're beginning to see black women as a threat.
Absolutely, and I've maintained that.
And I'm telling you that before, they never saw black women as a physical threat. And so what happened? That's the question.
It's just become more aggressive. Society has conditioned women to become more aggressive and to.
Is it women or black women?
Definitely black women. Definitely black women. I don't.
Okay, good. Okay. Now let me ask you, why?
Mm-hmm.
In a short, concise statement, why?
I really wish I had the answer to that. I'm
telling you why. You want to know why?
Why is that? And I made a comment, and I seen that you erased it before, but go ahead.
It's because they're acting in a more threatening way.
More masculine.
That's what I said as well.
When they see the videos on YouTube of black American women fighting each other, when they see the loud, belligerent behavior, when they hear a group of women saying things like, I'm strong, independent, and don't need a man, well, guess what? You're going to be the man. We're going to treat you like you're the man. And so now you have members of the dominant society taking you up on your word. They believe you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so what you going to do about it? Because let me tell you what's going to happen next. And I know you in Canada, but there's already been an uptick in arrests of black American women. So there's more black women in jail. That's the fastest growing population of the incarcerated, black women.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know why that is?
I think that they're just acting out more, definitely.
No, and it's because these judges, like this one right here, do not perceive you as the victim. See, let me explain something to you about the judicial system. The reason why white folks get arrested more, but they don't get convicted more, is because somewhere between the arrest date and that trial date, they get let out of court. They get the benefit of the doubt. People like Trayvon Martin, because of the reputation that we have as black men, and even though he was a kid, he was perceived as the villain in the story. He was perceived as the perpetrator, even though he was the victim. Even that little 12-year-old boy in Ohio, he was perceived as the villain. He was perceived as the bad guy. That's the reputation. So now
doesn't make it right. And we know, since he mentioned what was the young man's name in Ohio, the child, you know, they didn't give him no chance. All right, or say, son, just put it down. No, as soon as he got out the car, all right, he got his gun off. All right, and so you can't discount the sheer racism behind this, but you have to say this: you all have made it so much easier because of the what's been pushed out there in music and, you know, other forms of media. You've been manipulated, yes, all right, but you said the things out of your mouth, like he just said. We don't need no man. That feminism that was pumped into your head, that initially was not your fight, all right. And that Gloria Steinem, that bitch, all right, she was set up to get you all, to draw you all in a fight that wasn't yours, and that was between the so-called white man and his woman. That didn't have nothing to do with you looking at us like we oppressing you. Like, what the fuck? Oh, and we can't discount the influence of the woman that just died, Nikki Giovanni, some shit like that. At least I think she was a Jake, but Joe Brown went in on her, and she helped it all more. And then she's married to, you know, she's pushing that homosexuality shit, and she's married to guess who? A so-called white woman. All right, she just died not too long ago. But anyway, you know, good riddance, whatever have you. But you need to don't be mad at us. You need to be mad at the people that push that philosophy on you. But are they going to? No. You know, the scriptures go into that, you know. Again, this is prophecy that just has to be played out. All right, let's go back to the video.
What's happening is, even in a situation in California, in a situation in New York at that nail salon, where those people clearly beat this woman with these brooms, right? She's garnered no sympathy. In addition to that, there's another woman who.
And what happened, if that's the incident that I'm thinking about? What happened? Black man went there after, and again, if it's the same one, and we're telling the people about, how fucked up that was. But what did you do? And they had a video about it. You came out, brother was going out there trying to, offer his condolences and everything. You pretty much cussed him out and said you were going to keep going. So it's like, you know what? Again, if it's the same incident I'm thinking about, there were several, all right? But it lets you know right there, you don't give a, you want to do it your own way, hey, go ahead, no problem. There was this incident in New York, again, with this woman over a parking space. She just got back in these, what I only assume were immigrants, again. Three of them jumped her, all right? But in this instance, she wasn't, because you got to be careful about who you put your cape on for nowadays, for real, all right? But in this case, she was in the right, They're the ones that took it to the extreme. And again, men go back, stick up for her, all right? What can you do? Just sit back with our popcorn. You have to suffer the consequences of your actions. So far, we have so many simps, and you've had the luxury of that, but that's disappearing, all right? Surely, Micah 7:10 is coming about, and Isaiah 32nd chapter, all right? All that from verse 5 on down, all right?
Flipped the bird, a white woman, a Latina woman, she flipped the bird off, and somebody got her kid. Her kid got killed. She's getting all sorts of sympathy. You see, because she's a woman with a child and she was never a threat, and the man should have just ignored that because she was never a threat. What a low-down, dirty scumbag he must have been. They're not saying that about this cop. They're saying, oh, this black woman must have been at fault. We know how they are. We've seen their reputation play out. There's been a sea change, sweetheart. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
A sea change.
And unfortunately, it's because of your own doing. You were in charge of your reputation, you know? And I know you seem like a very mannerable, well-spoken, educated young woman.
Mercy, man.
Well-spoken, educated young woman.
Here we go. But
people are going to just be
out in the comments.
No, don't pay attention to that. Y'all be respectful in the comments, folks. We show respect to everybody here. Please, be respectful. But the bottom line is, not everybody is like you. Some women, as you call it, what do you call it? Embrace. What did you say? Give me your words again. Masculine. What did you say?
Male identified.
Yeah, male identified. Manly, buff.
Yeah.
You got a lot of black women acting like they do, and but people are, and so you're gonna get a lack of sympathy, and your reputation is changing.
What do you think women are acting? I feel as though women are acting a lot like that because they do not feel, they feel like they need to act like that. Like a lot of times we're told, I'm just telling you from my experience, I grew up being told that, you know what, you're a strong black woman, you don't need a man, right? And that's why a lot of women act very masculine, because you need to take care of yourself. You don't need a man.
Did your father tell you that strong, independent? Who told you that? Who told you that?
Here we go.
No, my father didn't tell me that.
But who?
My mother
listen, I'm asking you, who told you that you strong, independent, and don't need a man? Who sold you on that?
Definitely a lot of white women have told that.
White women told you should. Well, they lie. You shouldn't believe what white women had to tell. They've been lying us for 500 years.
Listening to the enemy.
If that's all you're hearing, right? You're hearing all of
Genesis 3rd chapter, all day, every day.
What the white women told you, they told you strong, and they going home to their husbands.
Well, come on, exactly. But as an impression.
But you believe them, so who's the fool in that situation?
But come on, if you're a teenager and everything the whole narrative that you're hearing out throughout your day and night is you're a strong black woman.
You are 40-some years old. That means you grew up in the 80s, in the 90s. You were a teenager back then.
Yeah, absolutely. Black power.
You didn't listen to, you were saying you was listening to hip hop. You wasn't listening to what them hip hop rappers were saying back then.
Yeah, they were saying ladies first.
Yeah,
they were saying ladies first, right?
They was telling you the white man is lying to you.
No, but they're saying ladies first, be independent, strong and independent women. I mean, these are the names of rap music, rap songs I was listening to.
So let me see if I understand what you. So the white women told you to be strong, independent, that you don't need a man, while they was going home to their husbands.
To their man, to their black boyfriends.
And you believe them.
Well, that's the narrative, and that's what all my
but
other
you believe them, but you believe them. So whose fault is that?
I can't place the blame nowhere but yourself.
Before that, I definitely don't believe that now. I believe that.
You believe? When did you stop believing the white woman telling you strong, independent, and don't need a man?
When I stopped interacting with
believing. When did you say, you know what, y'all lied to me?
When I seen how they try to work overtime to sabotage me in my career and a lot of things. So, those things begin to make sense.
So the white woman became your enemy.
Of course.
So at first, the white woman, when you was living in Idaho, were you born in the Caribbean or were you born in Canada?
No, I was born in Toronto, but I mean that was a short stint. But no.
Again,
So I didn't grow up. So growing up, Toronto's a very multicultural city. So I was growing up around other Caribbean people.
So the white women in Canada lied to you and told you you're strong, independent, and don't need a man.
They lied to all of us, right? Just
they
like
lied
they lied
to all. So it's a bunch
US.
of black women from the Caribbean and Canada that white women gathered together and told all of y'all that y'all strong, independent, and don't need a man, and you believe them.
Well, what else are we going to believe?
The fuck
That's
is so
the Canadian
funny?
dream.
Look, I read my history books. I stopped believing white folks a long time ago. I okay, yeah.
Well, that's the narrative, and I mean, even now, when you take a
I
look
can't
at,
believe a white woman tricked you. And I mean, I'm sure I thought it was gonna be like one of your black relatives or something, but you said it was the white woman. So you blaming the white man, the white woman still being
all that shit.
manly and muscular and strong and independent.
No. Well, I definitely heard that in church when I went,
Church.
and then I stopped.
You went to a black church
We
in
have black
Toronto.
churches here. Yes, we do.
Okay, and so what did they tell you in the church about being strong, independent, and don't need a man in the church of God?
They're either say you need a husband, or you're a strong, independent woman. You don't need either one. It depends on what day of the month it is. So those narratives, you learn that it's just garbage, and that having healthy relationships with men is very important. You realize that once you kind of leave those circles and start to think for yourself.
Let me get. You said you're strong, independent. Don't you live a strong, independent life all the way up to this point? Here's the thing. So I gotta ask: do you think maybe white men see you as a threat because black women are challenging white men for their positions of authority and power?
I think that white men. So I'm just going by my interactions with them. If you guys feel differently, then that's fine. I'm just talking about my life experience.
Well, we talking about the vice president of the. Don't you think there's a little animosity they might have directed towards your Caribbean family, i.e., the vice president of the United? Don't you think they might think she's trying to take their power away, and now they see you as a threat?
She's not black, or Caribbean, but anyway.
She's not black or Caribbean. Daddy from Jamaica.
But she's not. Just because you're black from Jamaica. I mean, just because you're from Jamaica doesn't mean that you're black. So I've never.
What island are you from? What Caribbean
Jamaica.
island are you? Huh?
Jamaica.
Okay, now what parish are you from in Jamaica?
Clarendon.
All right, so is that where is that by? Is that what major cities are? Is that by Ochi?
No, that's kind of like in the middle.
So are you up there between Montego Bay and Ocho Rios?
No, that's the coast, so it's more in the center. But in any,
so you on that you off that road that takes you from Montego Bay down to Kingston. You're a country guy. A country. That's what they say.
More country, yeah, definitely.
Now country, back around town.
More country, but I'm raised.
Okay. So you're saying you're challenging our vice president's blackness as a fellow Jamaican. I get it.
No,
now, for the purposes of this conversation, we're going to call her black because all of the white people in America refer to her as black. And she refers to herself as mixed or whatever. Okay, so for the purposes of this conversation, they think she's black, so she's going to be black. Don't you think that creates a little animosity? Y'all got all these strong, independent black women out here, and Black Girl Magic and B-Rock. Don't you think they might be saying, hey, you know what, they coming for our spot, and that might create a little animosity?
Can I tell you, I think that black women in the...
I just asked you a question, but you...
I know. No, I'm going to say, I think yes, because I think that I definitely agree when I take a look at how black women are viewed here and in the U.S. I think that black women are more powerful.
Are you more powerful? What makes you more powerful? What is power by your definition?
Yeah, how about that?
Definitely black women in the U.S. have a lot of power as far as their positions in corporate America. A lot of them are entrepreneurs and earning a lot of income. They're very well educated.
What's up? Welcome.
This is a little old, but yet and still, this is before all these layoffs and everything. And surely that has been a swift kick in the behind to them as far as their pride goes, But, that's, again, he's taking you up on the threat that, I've been in places, and this happened last year. Everything's going fine in the place, eatery. Black woman comes in, white men get up and leave. And I'm like, huh? But it makes sense because wherever you all around, all this stuff that's happening here in D.C., the Navy Yard over there, about where the Nationals play all this, they're having these gangs of teens, and the women play a big part of that because, hey, down here on U Street, shit's kicking off, and it's always fucking black woman. I mean, it's just so. Hey, you want to be in that role as the man, like he was, reiterated here. They gonna treat you like that. All right. I mean, it only serves you right. I mean, what did you call your own man? What, bullet bags and some other shit? So you've gotten this free ride for the longest. All right, and now, hey, you put yourself out there as the big baddie. All right, so you're starting to get recognized. So no complaining as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. It's gonna be but as a matter of fact, let's get some comments. Here's the kicker. 2 of the women that pioneered that movement were married at the time. Them Yetis are the masters of illusion. And he's absolutely right. Or they are absolutely right. I don't know if it's male or female. Black woman with all that intuition, never seen it coming. Good point. All right. Malcolm X said it best. How can you make your enemies teach you? How can you, I guess you should say let. How can you let your enemies teach you or your children anything? But the scriptures say it first and best. All right. It tells you in Sirach 30:3 about teaching. Well, let's get it. And it's the thing. It's talking about mostly, all right, your sons. Whenever it talks about children or anything of that nature, it's usually talking about your sons because that's supposed to be the order. All right. This is Sirach or Ecclesiasticus. Chapter 30, verse 3, it says, he that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy. Not the woman, not the girl. He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him. Though his father die, yet he is as though he were not dead, for he hath left one behind him that is like himself. See, you so-called black woman, you fell for the okie doke, and you let him upset the family structure. All right, let's go to the hierarchy here. Hold on. That's not what I wanted. All right, let's go to 1 Corinthians 11. Let's start at the top. This is what Paul says. He says, be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Hamashiach Yahushua. Now I praise you, brethren, that ye remember me in all things and keep the ordinances as I delivered them to you. Because this is Paul on his journeys, all right, to the 7 churches. He says, but I wouldn't have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach Yahushua. All right, that's the son. And the head of the woman is the man. And the head of Hamashiach Yahushua, the son, is the Most High, Yahweh. That's the hierarchy. But no, what did you do? I don't need no man with all that head shaking and shit, or all that attitude. And look at you now. Look at you. You've done your job, all right, and helping him fuck us over as people. So now he don't need you no more. So hey, it's your turn. That's all I got to say. But aside from that, let's I got to read the Copyright Act, which I failed to do in the beginning. All right, it says copyright disclaimer under section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research, which is what I'm doing. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Fair use. All right. So with that, well, let's see. A couple more comments. He ain't lying, it's all true. Unc, let us skate Sunday night to this track. Let's see. That one part about the other races or women loving black men is the reason. Another good point. All right, because as someone else said, I'd rather be where I'm appreciated than where I'm tolerated. All right. Let's see. Exodus 20:32 and 9. Exodus 32 and 9. The Most High Yahweh also said to Moses, I have seen this people, and they are indeed a stiff-necked people. And he's talking about us. All right. And what's a lot of you haven't quite grasped yet is those scriptures are talking about our people. All right. So the prophecies fit us, not them thieves and cave dwellers, knuckle draggers over there in the land of Israel now. All right. Let's see. Yeah, this is some a-hole, I guess, came from Philip Scott. You know, sometimes I use his work too. She talking about Trayvon was the perpetrator, so someone corrected her on that. Yeah, that's what that is. So that crept in there some way, kind of weird. But yeah, I'm gonna let it go at that. How you see the title here: How White Feminism Set Black Women Up for Failure. And indeed it did. All right, so once again, I hope whoever views this is edified. That's what we do here at Great Millstone. And yeah, all this, you know, believe it or not, with what's going on in the world, you still got to address. But it's a big thing now because, you know, hey, we're coming down here to the end. You know, some things you just have to, you know what, fuck it. Because you got bigger things to, you know, you should be concentrating on. You know, she wants to act simple like that. It's been said for the longest. Let it go. There are other fishes in the sea, as the old saying went. You know, don't get caught up. All right. So with that, until the next video, hey, shalom.